The moment you take full responsibility for everything in your life is the moment you gain the power to change anything. We live in a world where it's easy to make excuses, to blame circumstances, to wait for someone to come and fix things for us. But here's the truth. No one is coming to save you. Your success, your happiness, your future, it's all in your hands. Too many people waste time watching others, comparing, gossiping, scrolling endlessly on social media, while their own lives remain stagnant. They look at someone else's success and think, they got lucky, or I could do that if I had the right opportunity. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. Winners focus on themselves. Losers focus on others. If you keep waiting for the perfect time, if you keep blaming others for where you are in life, nothing will ever change. The only way forward is to stop looking outward and start working on yourself. Today, I'm going to show you why focusing on yourself is the key to success, and how shifting your mindset will completely transform your life. Stay with me for the next few minutes as I break down the truth that most people don't want to hear, but absolutely need to. Number 1, take full responsibility for your life. One of the most powerful decisions you will ever make is to take full responsibility for your life. The moment you do this, everything changes. No more blaming circumstances, no more waiting for help, no more excuses. If you are not where you want to be, it is because of your actions, your choices, and your mindset. That might be hard to hear, but it is the truth. The good news, if your choices got you here, new choices can take you somewhere better. Most people waste their lives blaming others, their parents, their boss, the government, the economy. They act as if life is happening to them instead of realizing that life is responding to them. Your success, happiness, and growth are not dependent on anyone else. They are your responsibility. The sooner you accept this, the sooner you can take control. When you blame external factors, you give away your power. But when you own your situation, you also own the ability to change it. Think about it. Two people can grow up in the same difficult environment, yet one becomes successful while the other remains stuck. The difference is not luck, it is mindset. Those who succeed refuse to let their past define them. They take action despite their challenges. They don't wait for permission or the perfect moment. They create their own opportunities. They understand that complaining won't fix anything, and excuses won't bring results. The harsh reality is that life is unfair. Some people have more advantages than others. Some start with wealth, connections, or better opportunities. But that does not change the fact that only you can control what you do with what you have. No one is going to hand you success. No one owes you anything. If you want to change your life, you have to step up and make it happen. Taking responsibility means owning every part of your life, your health, your finances, your relationships, your career, your happiness. If you are broke, you must learn financial discipline. If you are unhealthy, you must take charge of your fitness and diet. If you are stuck in a job you hate, you must develop the skills to move forward. No one else will do it for you. The moment you realize that your problems are yours to solve, you will stop waiting and start acting. It won't be easy. Growth is uncomfortable. It requires you to face hard truths about yourself, admit your weaknesses, and do the work to improve. But that is the price of success. The sooner you embrace this, the sooner you will stop feeling stuck. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Start asking, what can I do to change this? That single shift in perspective can transform your entire life. Right now, you have a choice. Keep making excuses or take control. Your future depends on what you decide today. So stop blaming, stop waiting, and start building the life you deserve. Number 2, stop comparing yourself to others. One of the biggest reasons people feel unfulfilled, insecure, and stuck in life is because they spend too much time comparing themselves to others. They scroll through social media, watch others succeed, and feel like they are falling behind. They see people with more money, better relationships, bigger achievements, and instead of feeling inspired, they feel discouraged. But here's the truth. Comparison is a trap that will rob you of happiness, motivation, and self-worth if you don't learn how to break free from it. The world we live in today makes comparison easier than ever. Social media constantly shows us a highlight reel of people's lives, their best moments, biggest wins, and most polished successes. But what it doesn't show is the struggle, the hard work, and the failures behind those moments. When you compare yourself to someone's final result without seeing their journey, you create an unfair standard for yourself. You might feel like you are behind, when in reality, you are simply on a different path. Another dangerous effect of comparison is that it shifts your focus away from your own growth. Instead of working on yourself, you waste time thinking about what others are doing. Instead of celebrating your small wins, you feel like they don't matter because someone else is ahead. This is a dangerous mindset because progress is personal. Your life is yours, and your journey is unique. The only person you should be competing with is your past self. Think about it. Does it make sense for a sprinter to compare their speed to a swimmer? Does it make sense for a beginner to compare their progress to someone who has been working on a skill for 10 years? No. Every person has their own timeline, and comparing your chapter 2 to someone else's chapter 20 will only make you feel discouraged. Success is not a race. It is a personal journey, and the more you focus on improving yourself, the faster you will move forward. So how do you break free from the habit of comparison? First, limit your exposure to social media and unrealistic standards. If you constantly feel bad about yourself after scrolling through Instagram or watching others online, take a step back. Understand that most of what you see is curated and not the full story. Second, shift your focus inward. Instead of measuring yourself against others, track your own progress. Are you better than you were last year? Are you learning, growing, and becoming stronger? That's what matters. Another powerful strategy is to practice gratitude. When you focus on what you have instead of what you lack, your mindset shifts from envy to appreciation. You realize that you have your own strengths, your own path, and your own potential. Instead of feeling jealous of others, you start feeling inspired. Instead of wishing for someone else's success, you start working for your own. The truth is, comparing yourself to others is a waste of time and energy. It won't make you better, happier, or more successful. It will only distract you from your own growth. If you really want to improve, stop looking at what others have and start focusing on what you need to do. Your only competition is who you were yesterday. So today, make a decision, stop watching others, and start working on yourself. Every minute spent comparing is a minute lost in building your own future. Stay in your lane, put in the work, and focus on your own progress. That is the real path to success. Number 3, build unshakable discipline. Motivation is a lie. It comes and goes like a wave that crashes in and fades away. If you rely on motivation to get things done, you will always struggle. Successful people don't depend on motivation. They rely on discipline. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward, even when you don't feel like it. It is the ability to do what needs to be done, no matter how you feel, no matter how tired you are, and no matter how difficult the task may be. If you want to achieve anything great in life, you need to build unshakable discipline. Most people think that disciplined people have some special ability to wake up every day feeling energized and ready to take action. But that's not true. Discipline is built, not born. It is a skill just like any other, and it can be trained. The problem is that most people let their feelings control their actions. If they don't feel like working out, they skip the gym. If they don't feel like studying, they procrastinate. If they don't feel like working, they scroll on their phone. This is why so many people stay stuck. They let their emotions control their actions instead of letting their actions control their emotions. Think about it. If you only did things when you felt like doing them, how much would you actually accomplish? The answer is not much. This is why the most successful people in the world don't rely on their emotions to guide them. Instead, they create systems, habits, and routines that make success automatic. They wake up early, even when they don't feel like it. They go to the gym, even when they're tired. They study, even when they'd rather relax. They don't ask themselves, do I feel like doing this today? Instead, they simply do it because it's non-negotiable. So how do you build this level of discipline? The first step is to eliminate decision-making when it comes to important tasks. The more decisions you have to make, the easier it is to give in to temptation. If you want to work out consistently, don't wake up and ask yourself if you feel like exercising. Set a fixed time, prepare your workout clothes in advance, and make it a rule, not an option. If you want to develop a new skill, schedule daily practice time and commit to it like an important meeting. The fewer choices you have, the more likely you are to stick to your commitments. The second step is to start small and be consistent. Most people fail at building discipline because they try to change everything at once. They go from zero exercise to trying to work out 2 hours a day. They try to wake up at 5 a.m. overnight. They expect instant results, and when they don't see them, they quit. The secret to building discipline is small, consistent progress. Instead of trying to overhaul your entire life, start with one small habit. Commit to just 10 minutes of exercise every day. Commit to reading 5 pages of a book daily. Commit to waking up 15 minutes earlier instead of 2 hours earlier. Once these small habits become automatic, build on them. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. Another critical part of discipline is holding yourself accountable. No one is going to force you to work on your goals. No one is going to push you when you feel lazy. If you want to be successful, you need to become your own boss. One of the best ways to do this is by tracking your progress. Keep a journal, make a checklist, or use an app to monitor your habits. Seeing your progress builds momentum, and momentum keeps you going. Finally, understand that discipline is not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. You will have days when you mess up. You will have days when you feel unmotivated. That's normal. What separates disciplined people from the rest is that they don't let one bad day turn into a bad week. They don't quit just because they failed once. Instead, they reset and keep moving forward. Success is not about never failing. It's about never quitting. At the end of the day, discipline is the foundation of success. It is what separates those who wish for results from those who make results happen. If you wait for motivation, you will stay stuck. If you develop discipline, you will become unstoppable. The choice is yours. Are you willing to do what it takes, even when you don't feel like it? If so, then your success is inevitable. Number 4, control your mindset. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. It can either be your greatest weapon or your biggest enemy. The way you think, the thoughts you feed yourself, and the beliefs you hold all shape your reality. If you don't control your mindset will control you. And for most people, that means a life filled with doubt, fear, negativity, and regret. If you want success, happiness, and personal growth, you must take control of your mind, because your thoughts will dictate your actions, and your actions will determine your results. Most people don't realize how much their internal dialogue affects their lives. They wake up already thinking about what could go wrong. They doubt themselves before they even try. They tell themselves they're not good enough, smart enough, or talented enough. These negative thoughts become habits, and over time they create a mental prison that keeps them stuck. The truth is, your life is a reflection of your thoughts. If you constantly tell yourself you are failing, you will fail. If you convince yourself you aren't worthy of success, you will never achieve it. But if you learn to rewire your mind and take control of your thoughts, you can change everything. The first step in mastering your mindset is awareness. Pay attention to the thoughts that run through your mind daily. Are they helping you grow, or are they holding you back? Do you see challenges as obstacles or as opportunities to improve? Do you focus on what you can control, or do you waste time complaining about things beyond your control? Becoming aware of your mental habits is the first step to changing them. The next step is replacing negativity with empowerment. It's not enough to stop negative thoughts. You must replace them with positive, constructive ones. When you catch yourself thinking, "I can't do this," immediately replace it with, "I can figure this out." When you think, "I always fail," shift it to, "Every failure is a lesson that makes me stronger." This isn't about blind optimism. It's about training your brain to work for you instead of against you. Another critical part of controlling your mindset is focusing on solutions instead of problems. Many people get stuck because they obsess over what's wrong instead of finding ways to make things right. If you constantly think about how hard something is, your brain will find excuses to avoid it. But if you focus on what you can do to improve your situation, you empower yourself to take action. This is what separates successful people from those who stay stuck. They don't dwell on problems, they focus on solutions. One of the most powerful tools to reprogram your mind is gratitude. It may sound simple, but shifting your focus to what you already have, instead of what you lack, can completely transform your life. When you start appreciating what you have, your health, your opportunities, your progress, you stop feeling like a victim. Gratitude rewires your brain to look for the good in every situation. And the more you focus on the positive, the more positive outcomes you attract. Controlling your mindset also means protecting your mental space. If you surround yourself with negativity, whether it's toxic people, constant complaining, or bad influences, you will absorb that energy. Protect your mind the same way you would protect your body. Just like you wouldn't eat poison, don't allow negative influences to fill your thoughts. Be mindful of the people you spend time with, the content you consume, and the conversations you engage in. Your environment shapes your mindset, so choose wisely. Discipline also plays a huge role in mindset control. Many people think confidence comes first, but the truth is, confidence comes from action. You don't wait until you feel ready. You take action despite your doubts. The more you prove to yourself that you can handle challenges, the stronger your mindset becomes. Your brain learns through experience, so the more you push through discomfort, the more resilient and confident you become. At the core of a strong mindset is one powerful belief: everything is figure-outable. No matter what obstacles you face, there is always a way to improve, grow, and move forward. When you adopt this belief, nothing can break you. You stop seeing failure as an end and start seeing it as part of the process. You stop being afraid of difficulties because you trust that you have the ability to overcome them. Your mindset determines your future. If you let negativity, fear, and self-doubt control you, you will stay stuck. But if you take charge of your thoughts, replace self-doubt with belief, and focus on growth instead of limitations, you become unstoppable. Master your mind, and you will master your life. Number 5, protect your time and energy. Time and energy are two of the most valuable resources you have, yet most people waste them on things that don't matter. They spend hours scrolling through social media, gossiping, complaining, and getting involved in meaningless distractions. They allow toxic people, negative environments, and self-destructive habits to drain them. Then at the end of the day, they wonder why they feel exhausted, unmotivated, and stuck. If you want to achieve success, happiness, and personal growth, you must protect your time and energy like your life depends on it, because it does. Every successful person understands one key principle: where you put your attention is where you will see results. If you focus on self-improvement, skill building, and meaningful work, your life will move forward. If you focus on negativity, distractions, and things beyond your control, you will stay exactly where you are, or worse, fall behind. The biggest mistake most people make is allowing external forces to dictate how they spend their time. They wake up, check their phone, get lost in other people's lives, and let the world control their day. But if you want to take control of your life, you must first take control of your time and energy. The first step in protecting your time is eliminating unnecessary distractions. Social media, endless notifications, mindless browsing, these things rob you of precious hours that could be spent building your future. If you find yourself checking your phone constantly, set clear boundaries. Turn off notifications, delete unnecessary apps, and designate specific times for checking messages. The less time you waste on distractions, the more time you will have for things that truly matter. Another major drain on time and energy is toxic people. Some people will never support you, no matter how hard you try. They will criticize your goals, belittle your ambitions, and drain your energy with negativity. These people will always have an excuse for why they're not succeeding, and they will try to pull you down with them. The truth is, you cannot grow while staying surrounded by people who are committed to staying the same. If someone constantly drains your energy, makes you doubt yourself, or adds no value to your life, it's time to set boundaries or cut them off completely. One of the most powerful ways to protect your time and energy is to learn to say no. Many people struggle with this because they don't want to disappoint others. They agree to things they don't want to do. They waste time on obligations that don't serve them. And they let other people's priorities control their schedule. But every time you say yes to something unimportant, you are saying no to something that could change your life. If you want to grow, you need to get comfortable with saying no to anything that doesn't align with your goals. Your time is yours. Don't let others waste it. Prioritization is also key. Not everything deserves your attention. Every day you should identify the tasks that will bring you closer to your goals and focus on those first. A great strategy for this is the 80-20th rule, which states that 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. Identify the most important things that will drive progress in your life and focus on them. Don't waste time on tasks that don't move the needle. Work smarter, not harder. Another critical aspect of protecting your energy is managing your mental and emotional well-being. If you constantly engage in negativity, Whether it's news, arguments, or toxic conversations, you will feel mentally exhausted before the day even begins. Be selective about what you consume. Feed your mind with knowledge, inspiration, and positive influences. Surround yourself with people who uplift and challenge you to be better. Just as you wouldn't put junk food in your body every day, don't allow mental junk to consume your thoughts. Energy is also deeply connected to how you take care of your body. If you feel tired, sluggish, and unmotivated, chances are your physical health is suffering. Regular exercise, proper nutrition, hydration, and sleep are non-negotiable. You cannot perform at your best if you are running on an empty tank. Your body is the machine that carries you through life. Take care of it, or it will break down. At the end of the day, your success depends on how well you protect and direct your time and energy. You have the same 24 hours as everyone else, but what you choose to do with those hours will determine your future. Stop wasting time on things that don't matter. Stop giving your energy to people and situations that drain you. Start investing in yourself, your goals, and your growth. The more you focus on what truly matters, the faster your life will transform. Your time is your most valuable asset. Spend it wisely. Your energy is your power. Protect it fiercely. The moment you start valuing these two things, everything in your life will begin to change. Number 6, focus on your health. Your body is the foundation of everything you do. No matter how ambitious, intelligent, or hardworking you are, if you don't take care of your health, you will eventually burn out. Too many people push their bodies to the limit, running on poor nutrition, minimal sleep, and high stress, while expecting to perform at their best. They neglect their health in the pursuit of success, only to realize later that success means nothing if they are too exhausted or unwell to enjoy it. The truth is, without good health, everything else in your life will suffer. Your energy, focus, and ability to handle challenges all depend on how well you take care of your body. If you want to be successful and sustain long-term growth, prioritizing your health is non-negotiable. Health is not just about looking good or losing weight. It's about having the energy and mental clarity to perform at your highest level. The food you eat, the amount of movement you get, and the quality of your sleep all determine how you feel each day. If you constantly feel tired, unfocused, and sluggish, it's not because you lack motivation. It's because your body isn't getting what it needs to function properly. Energy is everything. When you fuel your body with the right nutrition, exercise regularly, and get enough rest, you think clearer, work harder, and feel more confident. A weak body leads to a weak mind, but a strong, healthy body fuels every area of success. The first step to prioritizing your health is taking responsibility for it. Just like no one else is responsible for your career, finances, or personal growth, no one else is responsible for your body but you. That means making intentional choices every day, even when it's not convenient. Your daily habits, what you eat, how often you move, how much sleep you get, are shaping your future self. If you neglect your health now, you will pay for it later in the form of fatigue, illness, or burnout. But if you invest in your health today, you will have the energy, focus, and resilience needed to achieve your biggest goals. Start with your nutrition. Food is fuel, and what you put into your body affects everything from your energy levels to your mental clarity. Most people treat food as entertainment rather than fuel, eating whatever is convenient without thinking about its long-term effects. If you constantly feel tired, irritable, or unmotivated, take a hard look at your diet. Avoid excessive sugar, processed foods, and junk that drains your energy. Instead, focus on whole, nutrient-dense foods, lean proteins, vegetables, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates. Hydration is just as important. Your body and brain need water to function, yet many people walk around dehydrated without realizing how much it affects their performance. Eat and drink like your future depends on it, because it does. Equally important is movement. Your body was designed to move, and when you don't, it starts to break down. Exercise is not just about aesthetics. It's about strength, endurance, and mental toughness. Movement reduces stress, improves focus, and increases confidence. It doesn't matter if you lift weights, run, do yoga, or simply walk. Just move every day. If you don't make time for exercise now, you will be forced to make time for illness later. Another critical factor in health is sleep and recovery. Many people brag about how little sleep they get, thinking it makes them more productive. But the reality is, sleep deprivation leads to poor decision-making, lower energy, and decreased performance. You can't function at your best if your body and mind don't get the rest they need. Sleep is not a luxury, it's a requirement. If you want to operate at peak performance, treat sleep like a priority, not an afterthought. Aim for at least 7 hours of quality sleep every night. Create a nighttime routine that helps you unwind, limit screen time before bed, and wake up feeling refreshed. Your body is a machine. If you don't let it recharge, it will eventually break down. Managing stress is also key. Chronic stress weakens your immune system, drains your energy, and clouds your judgment. While stress is unavoidable, how you handle it makes all the difference. Develop habits that help you release stress in a healthy way, whether it's meditation, deep breathing, journaling, or simply taking breaks. The more you take care of your mind, the better you will perform in every area of life. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Protect your mental and emotional well-being. The biggest shift you need to make is in your mindset. Stop looking at health as an inconvenience or something you'll focus on later. Later never comes. Health is the foundation of everything you do. Without it, your goals, relationships, and success will all suffer. You don't need a perfect workout routine or a strict diet plan. You just need to make small, consistent choices that lead to long-term results. Your future self is being shaped by the habits you create today. At the end of the day, your body is the vehicle that carries you through life. If you neglect it, it will slow you down. If you take care of it, it will take care of you. You can't afford to ignore your health, because without it, nothing else matters. Take control now so you can live stronger, longer, and more powerfully than ever before. Number 7. Take action now. Success doesn't come from thinking, wishing, or waiting. It comes from doing. The biggest reason people fail in life is not because they lack talent, intelligence, or opportunity. It's because they never take action. They spend years planning, researching, and talking about their goals, but never take the first step. They wait for the perfect moment, the right motivation, or a guarantee of success. But here's the truth. There is no perfect moment. There is no guarantee. If you want to change your life, you must take action. Now, most people spend their time overthinking. They ask themselves, what if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if things don't go as planned? This mindset keeps them stuck. They analyze every possible outcome, trying to predict the future, but in the end, they take zero action. Overthinking leads to self-doubt, and self-doubt leads to inaction. The more time you spend trapped in your thoughts, the less time you spend creating real results. The truth is, action builds clarity. No matter how much you think about something, you won't truly understand it until you start doing it. You won't know if your business idea will work until you start testing it. You won't know if a workout routine is right for you until you try it. You won't know if a career path is for you until you take the first step. Action leads to experience, and experience leads to success. If you're waiting to feel ready, you'll be waiting forever. You don't need confidence to take action. Confidence comes from taking action. One of the biggest lies people tell themselves is that they need more time to prepare. They convince themselves that they're not ready yet, so they keep postponing their dreams. But the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to start. Fear grows in the space between thinking and doing. The more time you give yourself to hesitate, the more excuses you will find. Instead of thinking about what could go wrong, shift your focus to what you can do right now. So how do you break free from inaction? The first step is to stop waiting for motivation. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. The most successful people don't rely on motivation. They rely on discipline and momentum. They take action even when they don't feel like it. And once they start, momentum carries them forward. The secret is to just start. Stop overcomplicating things and take one small step today. Even if it's imperfect, even if it's messy, even if you don't know what comes next, just take action. Another powerful strategy is the 5-second rule. Whenever you feel hesitation creeping in, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and move. This interrupts your brain's natural tendency to procrastinate and pushes you into action. Whether it's making a phone call, starting a project, or getting out of bed early, this simple rule can rewire your brain to take action faster. You also need to set deadlines. Without a deadline, your goals will remain dreams. Give yourself a timeline and hold yourself accountable. Instead of saying, I want to start a business someday, say, I will launch my first product within the next 60 days. Instead of saying, I need to get in shape, say, I will complete 30 workouts in the next month. Deadlines create urgency. and urgency leads to action. Another key principle is to embrace failure as part of the process. Many people avoid taking action because they are afraid of failing. But failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. Every successful person has failed. The difference is they didn't stop when they failed. They learned, adapted, and kept going. The more action you take, the faster you learn. Every mistake teaches you something valuable. If you fail, fail forward. Fail while making progress. Taking action also requires eliminating distractions. Most people waste hours every day on meaningless activities, scrolling through social media, binge-watching shows, engaging in pointless conversations. If you're serious about making progress, you need to cut out what doesn't serve you. Create a distraction-free environment, set specific work hours, and commit to deep focus. Your time is valuable. Use it wisely. At the end of the day, the only way to create change is through massive action. Stop talking. Stop waiting. Stop wishing. The life you want will not magically appear. You must go out and create it. The longer you wait, the more opportunities you miss. Your future depends on what you do today. So stop making excuses. Stop hesitating and start moving. Take action now and keep taking action until you get what you want. Number 8, keep learning and growing. If you're not growing, you're dying. There is no standing still in life. You're either moving forward or falling behind. The most successful people in the world understand this truth and commit to lifelong learning. They don't rely on what they already know. They actively seek out new knowledge, skills, and experiences to stay ahead. Growth is not optional. It is the foundation of success. The moment you stop learning, you start limiting your potential. If you want to reach higher levels in life, you must develop the habit of continuous self-improvement. Most people make the mistake of thinking that education ends when school ends. They believe that once they graduate, they know enough to get by. But the world is constantly evolving, and those who refuse to adapt get left behind. The most valuable skills today may be useless in 10 years. The opportunities that exist now may be gone tomorrow. Your ability to learn and grow is the only thing that will keep you relevant, successful, and ahead of the competition. If you want more out of life, you must commit to learning beyond the traditional education system. The real learning begins when you take control of your own growth. One of the fastest ways to accelerate your success is by reading. Books are one of the greatest sources of wisdom available. Everything you need to know, whether it's about business, health, relationships, or mindset, has already been written by someone who has been through it. The problem is, most people don't read. They scroll through social media, watch meaningless videos, and consume entertainment that adds no value to their lives. Meanwhile, successful people dedicate time to reading and applying what they learn. They understand that knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is unstoppable. Make it a habit to read at least 10 pages a day or 1 book per month. Over time, this small habit will separate you from the majority who never take the time to educate themselves. Beyond reading, the best way to grow is through learning by doing. Many people spend years preparing, researching, and planning, but never actually take action. They think they need to know everything before they start. But the truth is, experience is the best teacher. You will learn more from trying, failing, and adjusting than you ever will from books or lectures. Stop waiting until you feel ready. You will never feel fully prepared. The best way to learn is to start. Make mistakes, learn from them, and improve. Growth happens in action, not in hesitation. Surrounding yourself with people who challenge you is another key to growth. If you are the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Your environment plays a massive role in shaping your mindset. And the people you spend time with influence your habits, beliefs, and motivation. If you want to grow, spend time with those who are ahead of you, people who push you to think bigger, work harder, and aim higher. Find mentors, network with successful individuals, and be willing to learn from those who have already achieved what you want. Your growth will be limited if you only associate with people who are comfortable staying the same. Another powerful way to keep growing is by developing new skills. In today's fast-changing world, the ability to learn and adapt is more important than ever. The more skills you have, the more opportunities you create for yourself. Don't just rely on one talent. Diversify your abilities. Learn a new language, master a technical skill, improve your communication, or develop leadership qualities. Every skill you acquire increases your value and opens new doors. The most successful people are not just experts in one thing. They continuously expand their skill set to stay ahead. Growth also requires stepping outside of your comfort zone. Most people stay stuck in the same routines, doing what feels safe and familiar. But true learning happens when you challenge yourself. Discomfort is the price of growth. If you want to improve, you have to be willing to fail, to struggle, and to feel uncertain. The more you push yourself into new and difficult situations, the stronger and more capable you become. Growth comes from taking risks, embracing challenges, and doing things that scare you. Lastly, reflection is an essential part of personal growth. If you are constantly busy but never stop to evaluate your progress, you will keep making the same mistakes. Take time to reflect on what you've learned, what worked, and what didn't. Ask yourself, what lessons have I gained from my experiences? What areas do I need to improve? What habits do I need to change? Self-awareness is the key to growth because it allows you to recognize your weaknesses and make necessary adjustments. At the end of the day, the only way to keep evolving is to stay curious, stay hungry, and never stop learning. Those who commit to lifelong learning become leaders in their field, innovators in their industry, and unstoppable forces in life. Your potential is limitless, but only if you make the decision to keep growing, keep pushing, and keep learning every single day. Number 9. Let go of the past. One of the biggest things holding people back is their inability to let go of the past. They carry their mistakes, failures, regrets, and disappointments with them like a heavy weight, allowing it to slow them down and dictate their future. They replay old conversations, relive painful experiences, and hold on to past betrayals, thinking that somehow by holding on they will find closure. But the truth is, holding on to the past does nothing but rob you of your future. If you want to move forward in life, you must learn to let go. The past cannot be changed no matter how much you think about it, no matter how much you regret what happened, and no matter how much you wish things had turned out differently. What's done is done. The only thing you have control over is what you do next. Many people waste years of their lives stuck in the past, unable to move on from a failure, a lost opportunity, or a painful experience. But dwelling on the past doesn't fix it. It only makes you miserable in the present and keeps you from creating a better future. One of the most destructive things people do is let their past failures define them. They convince themselves that because they failed once, they will fail again. They use past mistakes as proof that they are not good enough, smart enough, or capable enough to succeed. But failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. Every person who has ever achieved something great has failed at some point. The difference is, they did not let their failures stop them. They learned, adapted, and kept moving forward. If you are holding on to failure, it's time to reframe it. See failure as a lesson, not a limitation. Instead of saying, I failed, start saying, I learned. Instead of thinking, I'm not good enough. Remind yourself that growth comes through challenges. Your past does not define you. What you do next does. Letting go of past mistakes is one thing, but letting go of past pain caused by others is even harder. Many people hold on to resentment and anger toward those who have hurt them, thinking that by doing so, they are somehow getting revenge. But the truth is, resentment is a poison that destroys you, not the other person. Carrying anger in your heart does nothing but drain your energy, cloud your mind, and keep you stuck in negativity. Forgiveness is not about excusing what happened or saying that it was okay. It's about freeing yourself from the burden of carrying it. Forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Another area where people struggle to let go is missed opportunities. They dwell on what could have been, regretting the chances they didn't take, the relationships that didn't work, or the opportunities they let slip away. But here's what you need to understand. If something was meant for you, it would have stayed. If it left, it was part of your journey, not your destination. Life is always moving forward, and the opportunities ahead of you are far greater than the ones you left behind. The only way to see those opportunities is to stop looking back. Letting go of the past is not about ignoring it or pretending it didn't happen. It's about accepting it, learning from it, and deciding to move forward. Ask yourself, what lessons can I take from my past experiences? How can I use those lessons to become stronger, wiser, and better? Everything you have been through has shaped you in some way, but you do not have to carry the pain with you. Use it as fuel, not as baggage. One of the most powerful ways to let go is to focus on the present moment. The past is gone, and the future has not yet arrived. The only thing that truly exists is now. Many people miss the beauty of life because they are too busy thinking about yesterday or worrying about tomorrow. But when you learn to fully immerse yourself in the present, you gain a sense of peace and clarity. You realize that every moment is an opportunity to start fresh, to make a new choice, to rewrite your story. If you are struggling to let go, take a moment to reflect on this. What are you holding on to, and how is it serving you? If it is not helping you grow, if it is not making you stronger, if it is not adding value to your life, then it is time to release it. You cannot move forward while looking backward. Let go of the pain, the regrets, the failures, and the what-ifs. Free yourself from the chains of the past so you can fully step into the future that is waiting for you. At the end of the day, life is too short to waste on things that no longer serve you. Let go. Move on. Your future is far too important to be weighed down by your past. Number 10. Take control of your future. Your future is not something that happens to you, it is something you create. Too many people go through life reacting to circumstances, waiting for opportunities to come their way, and hoping that success will somehow find them. But the truth is, no one is going to hand you the life you want. If you don't take control of your future, someone else will. You can either be the architect of your own destiny, or let life push you in whatever direction it chooses. The choice is yours. The first step in taking control of your future is accepting full responsibility for where you are today. It doesn't matter what has happened in the past, what challenges you've faced, or what mistakes you've made. The past is over. What matters now is what you do next. If you keep blaming your circumstances, your upbringing, or the people around you, you will never move forward. But the moment you decide to take ownership of your life, you regain your power. You stop waiting and start creating. Many people waste years of their lives drifting without a plan, hoping that things will somehow improve on their own. But hope is not a strategy. If you don't have a clear vision for your future, you will never reach your full potential. You need to define exactly what you want and create a plan to get there. Ask yourself, where do I want to be in 1 year? 5 years? 10 years? What kind of life do I want to live? Be specific. Don't just say, I want to be successful. Define what success looks like for you. Do you want financial freedom, a fulfilling career, better health, stronger relationships? Once you have clarity on your vision, break it down into actionable steps. A goal without a plan is just a wish. One of the biggest reasons people fail to take control of their future is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of stepping outside their comfort zone. But the reality is, if you let fear dictate your actions, you will stay stuck forever. The most successful people in the world feel fear just like everyone else. The difference is, they don't let it stop them. They take action despite the fear. They understand that growth only happens when you step into discomfort. If you want a better future, you have to be willing to take risks, face challenges, and push through uncertainty. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's taking action despite it. Another key to taking control of your future is building discipline and consistency. Most people start strong but give up when things get hard. They set goals, get excited for a few days or weeks, and then fall back into old habits. This is why so few people succeed. They lack the discipline to keep going when motivation fades. The truth is, your future is shaped by what you do every single day, not what you do once in a while. If you want to build wealth, you need to manage your money wisely every day. If you want to be fit, you need to work out consistently, not just when you feel like it. Success is a result of small, repeated actions over time. Taking control of your future also means cutting out the distractions that are slowing you down. Social media, toxic people, endless entertainment. These things are designed to keep you distracted, addicted, and unproductive. If you want to build a great future, you need to be intentional about how you spend your time. Every minute you waste on things that don't matter is a minute stolen from your dreams. Start setting boundaries. Protect your focus. Your time is your most valuable resource. Use it wisely. Another important step is investing in yourself. The most successful people are lifelong learners. They read books, take courses, develop new skills, and constantly seek ways to improve. If you want a better future, you must commit to personal growth. Your income, opportunities, and success will always be a reflection of how much you've grown. The more valuable you become, the more valuable opportunities you attract. Never stop learning. Never stop improving. The best investment you will ever make is in yourself. Finally, understand that taking control of your future is not about making one big dramatic change. It's about making small, intentional choices every day. It's about waking up with a purpose, setting priorities, and taking action even when it's difficult. The people who achieve their dreams are not necessarily the smartest, the luckiest, or the most talented. They are the ones who refuse to quit. They take full responsibility for their lives, create a clear vision for their future, and show up every day to make it happen. At the end of the day, your future is in your hands. No one else is responsible for your success, your happiness, or your growth. If you want something, go after it with everything you've got. Stop waiting. Stop making excuses. The life you want will not come to you. You must go out and create it. Start today, take action, and don't stop until you've built the future you deserve. Your time is now. Take control and make it happen. Everything you want in life, success, happiness, fulfillment, starts with you. No one else is responsible for your growth, your health, your success, or your future. The only way to get where you want to be is to take control, make the necessary changes, and put in the work. If you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. Stop waiting, stop watching, stop wishing. It's time to take action. Most people spend their lives making excuses. They blame their circumstances, their past, or the people around them for why they haven't achieved their goals. But excuses don't change reality. Actions do. The moment you take full responsibility for your life, you reclaim your power. No more blaming. No more waiting. No more distractions. Your future depends on what you do today. Success is not about luck or talent. It's about focus, discipline, and persistence. It's about taking small, consistent actions every day that move you closer to your goals. It's about blocking out distractions, protecting your time and energy, and committing to lifelong learning and self-improvement. It's about stepping out of your comfort zone, embracing discomfort, and pushing forward, even when things get tough. Your future is shaped by your daily habits. What you do today will determine where you are tomorrow. The only person standing in your way is you. If you want a better life, stop focusing on others and start focusing on yourself. Let go of the past. Stop comparing yourself to others. Cut out the noise, eliminate excuses, and take full control of your journey. This is your life, and you have the power to create something incredible. Now is the time. Not next month, not next year. Right now, the life you dream of is within reach, but only if you take action. No more hesitation, no more excuses, no more waiting. Your future is in your hands. Take control, move forward, make it happen. Your time is now.